Video starts, I just want to say thank you to all my new viewers, subscribers. All of you guys are amazing. I love you all. Now let's get into Dune Awakening. So what can you expect from Dune Awakening? Personally, if you're a fan of the Dune franchise, I think you'll very much like this game. It feels like Dune. It feels like Arrakis, whether it's from the books or from the films. It's very faithful. The world is massive, vast desert landscapes with dynamic sandstorms, day-night cycle, and of course the sandworms, which are very terrifying, might I add. You got two factions you can join. They're pretty good. It's very basic. From what I got, the factions you join, like you level up the faction reputation, you just unlock like faction specific cosmetics and some unique survival mechanics I haven't seen before. Well, we have seen it before, but it's very different. Instead of having to just rely on eating food, it's all based off drinking water, which is pretty interesting. I mean, it's the same thing, it's just water this time. And traversing the desert is just very fun. I enjoy it quite a bit. Crafting and base building is also really great. I'm not the best builder when it comes to these types of games, but it's very easy to pick up and do. And I'm sure if you're like really good and you like really and like put time into the building system, I'm sure you can make some pretty crazy builds. But on top of that, your structures can degrade over time if you don't keep them powered. And that's sort of a way to keep players from, I guess, hogging a certain base location that they might have if they've not been online for a while. So it kind of purges players who don't play on the server anymore. But it does leave it to where, like, say, like, you play for like 2 weeks straight, and you put all this time into a base, then you say you don't play for 2 months and you come back. I'm pretty sure with how it works, your base will likely be gone. The same thing happens when you don't pay your taxes. Yeah, the game has taxes. I've experienced some technical issues. Nothing really performance-based, but merely gameplay-related. Whether it be like, you might see in the footage throughout the video, but textures or pieces of land not properly loading in, as well as very jerky climbing, stuff like that. It's pretty weird. There's some other things, minor things that the game is could use a bit of touching up. Apparently, the melee combat is pretty janky and not really good, and the shooting is serviceable. I've had to say those are really the only negatives or nitpicks I have for the game, really. So yeah, the game also has a mixture of PvP and PvE. The first area that you join, the Haga Basin, is primarily PvE, with a few PvP areas in the mix. I'm not sure if other servers have, like, pure PvP or, like, no PvP. But the server I joined, certain sections of the map had PvP, where you can encounter other players and kill them, which is pretty cool. But if you're not a PvP person, you could just straight out just avoid those areas. I will say, if you're not used to survival crafting games, this game might have a bit of a learning curve. Systems they're complex, but I wouldn't say they're overwhelmingly complex. And I've been playing this game mostly with me and my girlfriend, and a lot the separate character playing solo. And I will say this game does seem to be pretty solo friendly. Granted, you'll be grinding a lot more if you play solo, but it is possible to play this game by yourself and have fun. Having said that, the progression is a bit grindy. Resource gathering and leveling up could feel a little slow, except exceptionally when you're doing it solo. And the game does require an online internet connection to play. I mean, this game is online only. I haven't done too much PvP, as I'm not fully into the end game quite yet, but so I can't really say how good the PvP is at this point. But from what I have done and the encounters I have done in the Haga Basin, it does seem pretty good. For fans of Dune or survival MMOs, I think this game is definitely worth its price of admission. But it never hurts to wait for a sale for anything, so it's good to save money. For casual or solo players, I think you might want to think about this a little bit more. Maybe grab it when it's on sale, because you'll definitely struggle at the beginning playing solo, especially in a PvP server, I feel. And it could be a little overwhelming playing by yourself, so just keep that in mind. And now for a little bit of end game stuff. I'm not, like I said before, I'm not fully into the end game at the moment, but essentially, once you complete the Haga Basin, which should take you about 60 to 70 hours, you'll be able to travel to the deep desert, which is essentially a massive open desert where you can harvest spice and engage in primarily PvP activities and raid other guilds. It's primarily a place for guilds to convene and just fight each other over spice, which I think is very cool. I think that's all I have to really say on Dune. I just wanted to like lay down the basics of the game, tell you what it's like. Um, and for my overall opinion on the game, I feel like it's fun. For me, it's very fun. I'm quite enjoying it. Although I do wish there. I mean, it's there's so much. There's only so much you can do with like a desert setting. I feel like for some people, it can, if they're not familiar with Dune, it can get a little samey over time, just exploring one big desert. But they do a pretty good job at like making the typography of the map different in each region of the map, which is pretty cool. Um, there's like a lot of like POIs and caves and a whole bunch of other interesting locations you can find. Some even have audio logs where you can like uncover little stories for each location. There's quests you can do. It's just there's a lot of good stuff in this package, I feel. And the game is only what, $50, which is not honestly not bad for what you're getting here. I feel like if you play it from start to end game, that's at least 100 hours worth of playtime. And that's me doing it solo, primarily solo. So take that as you will. Um, I don't like to give scores to games, but I've had to give it one. This would probably be a good like 9 out of 10 for me in terms of survival crafting experiences. Um, ultimately I can't wait to see what they do next with this. Um, Funcom, they have a way of making some pretty interesting survival games from what I've heard. A friend of mine really likes Conan Exiles, and I can't wait to see what they do post launch. I know they're doing 4 DLCs, which are part of the Ultimate Edition, which I don't know. Um, yeah, that's my those are my thoughts on Dune Awakening. If you have anything you want to add to it, please comment it down below. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.